In this video, I will test the Papillon trading system with the best filters and maximum limits to find out its true win rate. The strategy was created by Online Trading Signals and it claims to be really profitable on the 5 and 15 minute time frames. So I'm gonna backtest it 100 times on the price of Euro USD with an initial account size set at $100 and 1 to 1.5 risk reward ratio. Okay, without wasting any time, let's build the setup step by step. So first we need to click on the Indicators tab and search for the first indicator, which is called the CCI. Now let's access its settings and change the CCI from line to columns. The next step will be to untick the middle band and the background and to make the upper and lower bands colored in red. Okay, now let's add the second indicator to the chart. This tool is called Pokey Buy and Sell by Raphael Zioni. In the star section, let's uncheck every single option. This is going to be the main confirmation indicator in the strategy. And finally, we're going to need to add 2 more indicators to the chart. Those are going to be the exponential moving average and the super trend. The inputs on the super trend will stay on default. In the star section, we're going to need to uncheck these buy and sell signals. The length on the EMA will be changed from 9 to 50. And we'll make it colored in white. Okay, the setup is finally ready, now let's understand the trading rules. So, for a buy signal to be valid, the following conditions must be met. First, the price action must be closed above the 50 EMA. Second, the super trend must be green color. Third, the Pokey indicator must print a new buy signal. And finally, at the time we have a signal, the CCI indicator must not be overbought. This means that the column is not exceeding the 100 level. If these conditions are met, a buy order will be placed at the close of the trigger candlestick, the stop loss will be set at the recent swing low, the take profit target will be set at 1.5 times the risk. Okay, here's one more long example. We see the price action is closed above the EMA, the super trend is being green, and the Pokey issued a new buy signal. And at the time the signal occurred, the CCI was not being overbought. Exactly opposite is true for sell positions. First, the candlestick must be closed below the 50 EMA. Second, the super trend must be red. Third, the Pokey indicator must issue a new sell signal. And lastly, the CCI indicator must not be oversold. The stop loss will be placed at the recent swing high. The take profit target at 1.5 times the risk. I noticed quite a lot of times the strategy issues false signals, and this is mainly because we have this Pokey indicator on the chart. But don't worry, I will fix this issue in a second part of this video. Okay, now let's move on to the backtesting to find all the metrics behind the strategy. So, after 100 tests, the win rate for the strategy turned out to be 55%. This win rate led to an increase in our account size by 104.75%. The equity curve is pretty stable, the maximal drawdown is 11.42%. However, the profit factor is below 2, which is definitely not ideal. We also had 6 consecutive wins against 6 consecutive losses. So overall not too bad for a 5-minute scalping system. However, as I mentioned earlier, the strategy does need to be improved because of the amount of false signals it issues. Another downside of the strategy is that it includes 4 different technical indicators. This means that it's simply not suitable for a free TradingView plan. So in order to fix this, we need to get rid of all these indicators except for CCI. And add another 2 indicators to the chart. For the first one, we need to search for 10-in-1 different moving averages. In the input section, let's add one more EMA. and set its length at 50. And for the second indicator, let's search for parabolic SAR. Alright, now let's learn the trading rules for this strategy. So the rules for entering a long trade are as follows. First, the 50 EMA must be above the 200 EMA. Second, the price action needs to be moving above the moving averages and then it needs to pull back into the 50 EMA. The pullback is valid when the price action crosses and closes below the 50 EMA, yet it does not exceed the 200 EMA. Third, the parabolic SAR must shift below the price action, which is a signal to buy. At the time we have this signal, the market must be closed above the 50 EMA with a strong bullish candlestick. And finally, the CCI indicator must not be overbought. The stop loss will be set at the recent swing low. The take profit target will stay at 1.5 times the risk. Here's one more example for a long entry. So, first thing we're looking at is the position of the EMAs. We see the 50 EMA is above the 200 EMA. The price action was moving above the moving averages and then it pulled back into the 50 EMA. We see the pullback is valid and the price action did not exceed the 200 EMA. Then we see the parabolic SAR shifted below the price action. The candlestick is bullish and is closed above the 50 EMA, which meets our requirements. And most importantly, at the time we had a signal, the CCI was not being overbought. Okay, now let's learn the short positions. First, the 50 EMA must be positioned below the 200 EMA. Second, we need to have a pullback into the 50 EMA where the price action crosses and closes above it. And most importantly, during such pullback, the price action must not exceed the 200 EMA. Third, the parabolic SAR needs to shift above the price action. And at the time this happens, the market must be closed below the 50 EMA with a strong bearish candlestick. And the final condition is to not have the CCI oversold. The stop loss will be set at the recent swing high. The take profit target will stay the same. Here's one more example for a short setup. We see the 50 EMAs below the 200 EMA. The price action made a pullback into the 50 EMA. Then we see the parabolic SAR shifted above the price. The market is closed below the EMAs and the candlestick is bearish. And lastly, we see that the CCI was not being oversold. Okay, now you know the trading rules, let's move on to the backtesting to see if the strategy is any better. Okay, the backtesting is finished and right away we can see that the win rate has increased to 73%. The profit and loss is also looking really good. The profit factor is now 4.06 and we had 12 consecutive wins against 3 consecutive losses. The equity curve is also really stable, no serious drawdowns at all. So yeah, we can see that this strategy is much more reliable and consistent. Definitely give it a try, but make sure you forward test it with paper money before trading live. Okay traders, that's it for this video. Make sure you leave the like button if you found it useful. By the way, if you want to see my highest win rate strategy on the channel, check out this video right here.